Hello and welcome back to the Game of Bros podcast. I'm your host, Drift BGS.
My name is
I'm-
Ewan.
Oh right, yeah. I'm also host.
It's chaotic.
We got Toby.
You spoke, and I was there like I didn't know what was like 3 times more than the host.
3 times more.
I've gone off to a great start, please.
He's gone crazy. So we're on track actually. We haven't actually missed a week because me and Toby did the week before I went away. So
we're still stuck. We've still stuck to the schedule of doing it once every 2 weeks. Then
yeah. There's lots of. I was going to say there's lots of emojis in the chat from my stream. Love to see it, Dan and Witten.
Yes, Dan and Witten. That's what we like to see. They're the OGs, to be fair. The Game of Bros G's.
I would say they're our groupies at the moment, for
the
sure.
G's of Bros.
I mean, while we're here, I will say it's good to be back because I've missed a couple pods due to illnesses and going away and all.
Yeah,
so it's good to be back.
Well, good to have you back. We gave you a shout out. We thought that we were going to have to sacrifice Bobby for you, but turns out we managed to negotiate just to get you back.
Oh, perfect.
Unfortunately, we had to sacrifice someone, but that's not important.
Yeah, it is. It's blood for blood on a Twitch. Really is.
What have you boys been up to today then?
Well, I've just been at work, you know. usual Wednesday.
Yeah, same here. I only got back from work about half an hour ago, rushing around to get ready for this, and here we are.
That's commitment. That is. I've literally just been filling out forms all day, and it's sort of been boring because lots of the forms are just like the exact same information because I'm starting a new job. So it's just like, you'd think after the 6th time you put your name, they'd figure it out.
Yeah, fair.
You have to keep writing it in every single time, and then I have to keep checking through. I'm now like making sure I'm like spelling everything right, because definitely like your national insurance number, you can't really be like, oh yeah, but I'm dyslexic, they'll be like, well, we paid someone else. And I'll be like, so they've had a good day.
No, that's fair. What is your new job doing?
So my new job is it's working in a kitchen, but for adults with lots of different disabilities and stuff. Lots of them are like mental disabilities. Quite a few different people that are autistic there and stuff. So obviously I've worked in a care home before, so that sort of work I'll sort of be able to do. The only annoying thing is it's about an hour or so away, but it'll keep me fit going there and back, and I'm sure I'll figure out the buses eventually.
Yeah, you do need to get on the buses. You always walk to these places that are like an hour away.
I just walk everywhere. I'm just there like, I can make it. But it was this morning, they wanted me to go to head office. So I was there like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. And when I was there yesterday, they went, oh, it's just down the road. So I went, oh, it took me about an hour and 5 minutes, hour and 10 minutes to get here. And I quickly typed it into to Google Maps before I left. And I was going to leave an hour and 20 minutes early. And then I looked at Google Maps and it said like 2.5 hour walk. I was like, what? And then I looked at an Uber and it was like £35. I was there like, yeah, nah, so I just called them up and was like, look, I was there like, I can do most of this from home. Like, I was there like, I'll just tell you my details. But unfortunately, I actually have to go in and walk all that way tomorrow, literally just to say I've done the rest of the form. I've just got to put my signature.
Okay.
So I've got to walk pretty much 4 hours tomorrow just to sign a few things.
That you definitely need a bike or something.
Yeah, I
just turn it into a workout and
that's
run.
what it is. When I've got my penny, I fly.
I've seen you deck it off that penny many times.
Same.
Oh yeah, you.
Now sometimes I don't see them coming, bro. Sometimes I'm on the floor and I'm like, what?
You have an out of body experience. You see yourself coming off the penny.
The one that always comes to mind was when I was coming up the hill in Monmouth. Do you remember there was like everyone was walking up to school and I just like decked it in front of One Stop?
Yes, yeah, because we were waiting for you by One Stop and we started walking away from One Stop to school, and we were like, oh look, there he is, and you went the penny stopped, you went flying, and you went through a crowd of year 7s.
I was on the road and you guys were obviously on the pavement, and I sort of like, I was like looking at you guys and sort of went to sort of steer off, and you know how like the pavement will dip sometimes where you usually like go over on your bike. I think I just sort of thought there was a dip when there wasn't or something like that, and then I just boom. Yeah, it was rather embarrassing, but not the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me. Yeah. What did you boys fancy having a chat about today? Got anything on your minds?
If you're referring to what we have planned.
Anything, bro.
Smooth.
Well, I can say I don't have anything extra to add, unless Bobby does anything extra. Although we'll get onto Bobby's holiday at the end, I reckon.
Yep.
Bobby's got lots of goss for us.
I don't. I'm sorry.
He fought a squirrel, so stay tuned to hear how that turns out.
I lost. That's the TLDR.
So I think let's jump into the first one, which is a little challenge that me and Tobias have been doing. The NoFap challenge, believe it or not. Bobby, have you ever done anything similar to this?
I've never intentionally done it for as long as I could. I have gone, I think, 2 weeks is probably my longest since.
2 weeks without like actually thinking about doing it as well. It's actually like really impressive.
Oh no, I thought about doing it. I was just in a situation where I couldn't do it. Really, I was in Spain traveling around.
You're allowed to wank in other countries, bro.
No, but I just didn't have time, and I didn't really think about it for like most of the first 2 weeks. But then near the end, because I was staying in a hotel, but I was staying in a room with other guys, so I was very conscious. And then we had one bathroom between us all, so I was conscious. So I just didn't do it in the end. So yes, that's my long. But I haven't done it intentionally like you guys.
Yeah, well.
Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say me and you were actually chatting about it earlier because we've had like quite different experiences with it, and we were also saying about how different people might do it for a different reason. Some might go, I don't want to come at all, and then but like the way that I've sort of been doing it, like, you know, if I'm with somebody, then it's fine. It's more just getting away from like pornography, and it's sort of but yeah, no. What were you gonna say? Yeah,
I've forgotten now. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I think I was just gonna ask what is everybody's longest going, and even in the chat, if people have even longer than us. But what's the longest you've ever gone without masturbating?
I went like 14 years.
No, it always starts from your first, because obviously that doesn't count. I think mine is the longest now. Like, how long have we been doing this challenge for?
I would say we're going on 3 weeks now, bro.
Yeah.
Because I started the challenge before. We started the challenge a week before I came up to see Bobby up north.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I think it was the 8th till the 8th, wasn't it? Something like that.
It was something like that because obviously you're coming down here, aren't you? So we sort of said that could be sort of a deadline.
Yeah, I know the punishment if someone has 3 strikes.
What is the punishment?
Isn't it like you have? I'm about to say I can't remember the exact details, but it was something along the lines of like you have to buy them like so many shots or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty much, you know, you have to pay for a night, pretty much. Maybe not a whole night, but you got to pay for something.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, I was about to say maybe like a pint, a pitcher, you know, 6 Jaegers. Nothing too crazy.
But this, yeah, for me personally, this has definitely been the longest I've ever gone without fapping, let's call it.
And do you feel any different, or would you like so if anyone's listening who hasn't done it, what was your personal thoughts on it? Because I personally would really recommend it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I definitely think it's something good to do, even if people don't think they need it. You would be surprised how much you think about it when you force yourself to go without.
Exactly. Well, like when it's like when you first start smoking and you don't think you need to quit, and then the first time you go, "Oh, I need to quit," and you're like, "Oh my god, I actually do have quite a few fags."
Yeah, and you just realize how the actual addictions within you, like it's just the urge to go smoke or the urge to go fap, you know, like.
It's usually boredom. Let's be honest. Like the whole reason why, like, you know, even Bobby, you were saying about going those 2 weeks. It's like you were busy doing something, and obviously, you know, you're in a room full of loads of other people. But like, it's when you're like by yourself and you've literally got nothing to do, and then obviously, you know, dating apps and all of that doesn't, because it obviously starts going on your mind. So you have to start like trying to distract yourself, but I've been very conscious of trying not to completely just ban it all, but in the sense of like trying to like completely shut off that emotion, because I think that could be damaging as well. Because then when you are with someone or something, you almost have to tell your body like, no, it's all right. Like I'm not breaking. Like,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, we will clarify. So we're having a no fapping, but obviously you're still allowed to meet females and so forth,
Um,
which Toby has been indulging in a lot, I will point out.
um,
Because Toby, since we've started, I've noticed I actually went down. I mean, I did get ill. I was ill for about a week and a half, so I was bedbound. But since coming out of it, I've just not really had any urges at all.
yeah, so
Whereas
I've been.
Tobias here, Toby's been going ham on the panani.
Right.
Yeah. Very delicate way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's classic TV. um, what does the chat though think? Do you think that if you're doing no fat for a month, you should be able to meet with girls? Yeah or no? I'm voting yeah.
Put those yeah,
Yeah,
no's in the chat.
I think you're allowed to, but I think certain personally, I think you're not going to take as much away from it with how much you're having sex.
Fair. I think yes.
I do see your point. But I will say that like it's a lot different having sex than going on porn, because on porn you literally don't have to work for anything. You know, if I met up with the girl I've been seeing and then literally, you know what I mean, put no effort in, you know, she probably wouldn't come back round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, and it's not like just that. 'Cause obviously, you know, you chill with them, you spend time, stuff like that. But no, it is sort of interesting. And the one thing I was very surprised at is I thought that I would start working out loads, but I haven't, because I know that when I work out, I tend to get. I don't know if this is like just sort of normal knowledge, but I tend to get a lot more excited when I've been working out more, because I've just got the testosterone pumping through me and stuff like that.
Well, the thing is that your testosterone levels out. I think people say 2 weeks or 10 days, but
Yeah, it is between 14 and 10, depending on the study you.
yeah, and
you
depending on
follow,
the
but
person too, probably. Like some people might do it at like 9 days or whatever, but so it's like, yeah. So whereas working out,
do you go back down after you peak though? That's my question.
yes, yeah, you do. Yeah, you go back to your normal
So
level.
then you just go back to normal and then.
Yeah, because your body wants to be on like your body is constantly trying to keep at like an equilibrium, like trying to keep at the base level. So that's why like dopamine and stuff is difficult to manage, because if you always give yourself dopamine, your base level becomes higher amounts of dopamine and then you need more. So it's difficult to get yourself back down to like a normal level. But so yeah, so even after 10 days or whatever, your testosterone will dip back down to what it usually is.
So realistically, what we're saying here, boys, is release every 2 weeks and you're sound. If you're single and you're not with anyone, release every 2 weeks and you're sound.
That's our scientific opinion.
You can quote Dr. Bobby at
Don't involve me.
bobbyandoctor.com.
Damn it, I take no responsibility for any advice given on this podcast.
To reply to what Elliot was asking, it's because Bobby has put himself above us, being in the blue chair. He thinks he's the Jedi, and me and you are the Sith. That's why we got like the double-ended lightsaber, but double-ended safer.
He's also saying that I have Asperger's. I do not have Asperger's. Maybe I do. I don't know.
I think it was a bit wrong for him to call you out on the pod about it, but it's all right, Bob. It's all right.
Yeah, we can talk about that in another episode.
God damn it.
So just sort of like finishing up on this point, how long have we? What, we've got about 2 weeks left, roughly.
So it's the 28th today. We did it on the 8th. So yeah, we literally have about 20 to 15 days left.
And we're allowed 3 strikes. I'm on 2.
Yeah, I'm on
You're
1.
on 1. Do you think you're gonna make it? And Bobby, do you think that we're both going to make it or not, or what? What do you think's going to happen?
I think you guys would make it.
No, I
I
am on strike 2 though, Bob. I've only got.
You're on
there's
strike
one
2.
more- do I have another life, or is it if I do it again
No.
I lose?
3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I'm on my last life.
Oh my goodness.
That was so silly because I did it like literally a day after I had sex. I was telling what I do that.
Yeah, but
Damn
this is what
it.
I'm saying, no, mate. Because I think with me, as weird as it sounds, I've literally had no sexual urges lately, which could be a little bit worrying. But other than that, like for this challenge, it's really helped me. But I think with you having sex more often, your body isn't learning anything. You're still coming all the time. All of this, all that. You're still thinking about sex, even though you're not watching porn and you're not masturbating. You're still
I don't
thinking.
think I would ever not think about it, mate. On it, like you boys have even joked, and like everyone always joke, like, if I can put an analogy in toward like, it's just I don't know, it's just human nature, isn't it? Like
You
you're just
think you can't do it, but everything is possible, and this should be a good way of you to practice thinking about it less.
Elliot's been banned in the chat.
I know it was me, and I can't unban him now. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, there goes one of our viewers.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm sorry. Hang on. /unban.
Bobby takes no prisoners. Wait, is he banned forever now?
No, I timed him out.
No.
Okay.
Something that I think could just be interesting. Obviously, you don't have to, but maybe just try and go the rest of the month without even shagging.
Well, no, I don't know about
I think
that.
Toby might explode.
Yeah, no, that's not fair. I did not sign up for this. But no, I would personally say it's more likely that we will. I think whatever happens, we'll both do. If I fail, I reckon he'll end up failing, and I reckon if I hold off, he'll hold off as well.
I'm perfectly fine. Like I'm gonna pull a U. So to run people through the storyline of this, I had my first strike quite early on, and then I would say maybe the end of that week, Toby had a strike, and then we've both been going strong the past couple of weeks, and then it was earlier today that Toby broke. Now I might just pull a Toby, and I might just break just because you did. I might just get a second strike for the fun of it. Because I'm so confident.
The thing is, when you've got that safety one, you're like, oh, it's all right. But then
the thing is, I don't have the urge to. I might just do it because I can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a strike. You got.
No, I sort of want you to. I want you to try your luck. Sound as fuck, Dan. Take care.
See you, Dan.
So if
Because
I'm very confident in myself. I think I could easily go, without even getting a second strike. I reckon I could do the rest of the month.
Elliot's asking what a strike is.
A strike is when you fap.
A strike is when you have a wank.
Yeah, because we're doing a no fap challenge. We're doing it for 1 month.
They've got 3 strikes and they're out, and Toby has already used up 2 strikes, and they're allowing having sex with women, and Toby has been having sex with women the entire time.
I have not. I will clarify. I have not ejaculated in a very long time.
But you've leveled out now, though. That's the thing. It's why you don't have the urges, because you've just gone back to like
that's
slightly post-wank testosterone. So you're just like sitting there.
And it's quite weird, like especially being a guy. I know nearly anybody listening can relate. Like when you wake up. I mean, Bobby, can you relate? Do you wake up and you get, morning glory or whatever? You get urges and all.
Yes, I do. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, like I've been waking up lately with no urges.
No. Big taste is not taste. Taste, taste is from Bude, and then obviously taste is from he's from South Africa, but Colford and Monmouth.
Shout out Big Tasty 12.
Wow, yeah, from South Africa.
That's tasty sounded. He's like Reese's best mate.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. I also saw that as Taste because Taste gets called Big Tasty a lot.
Yeah, I just haven't interacted with South African taste enough.
Yeah,
that's weird because I've actually we went to the same school and all of that, and had the same sort of circle of friends. But
he was in my circle, I would say, for year 10 and 11.
Shout out Reese.
Anyways,
I was just gonna say really quickly. I found it maybe not weird, but it's just a new experience to me. Like waking up and having zero urges. Just a weird thing, but it's kind of cool because it allows me to just get up and get straight out of bed.
You've
rather
reached
than, you know,
Zen with it, which is pretty
maybe.
cool. That's
See,
pretty
all
cool.
he needed was the motivation to beat Toby.
Yeah,
That and bed-bound illness for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think that's
That
the
sucks.
sort of cheat code, surely.
I timed it as well. I'm
There's
gonna
only
get
one
ill.
big fellas. Love that taste.
I'm gonna mod him just for the audaciousness.
What's
Mod.
modding?
Big Tasty is a mod. He's talked once in the chat, and I've modded him. He can now ban Elliot, so watch out, Elliot.
To answer Elliot, because he's asking about when we have face cams on. Do you want to quickly? Should we get into this a little bit quick?
Should we do it? Should we do it after? 'Cause we still got a few things to do, and obviously you've got to go at like 8.
Yeah, that's sound. But soon, Elliot will have face cams.
Yeah, I need dollar. So that's the first thing I'm doing though. My paycheck is buying a camera and a mic, so you guys can actually hear me better. That would be more annoying for everyone else, but good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And again, we're racing to 50 followers at the moment. So if anybody is listening right now that isn't following, do us a favor and smash that
Literally
button.
just click subscribe. Takes two seconds, and once it's on 50, we're able to. The videos will stay on there for longer than a week, and we're actually able to interact with you guys better and whatnot. And we've also created a Instagram page that more than welcome to go drop it a follow if you haven't seen it already. And then our link trees there, so you can go straight to our Twitch or to our YouTube channel. If you're wanting an episode that was maybe longer than a week ago, at the moment you would go to YouTube, and that's where you would find it. If you were looking for this week's episode or the live episodes, you would go to the Twitch one.
Yeah. But again, like Toby said, the quicker we get to 50, the quicker all of the videos on Twitch will stay up forever.
Yes, they only stay up for 2 weeks on Twitch, so we still will need to upload them on the YouTube channel. We also have a YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed to that.
Yeah.
I just read that, Bob.
Oh, did you? Sorry, I was.
I just did a whole speech, and Bob's there like. Anyways, guys, let me just stop you right there. We've got an Instagram and a YouTube.
Psst, I don't really listen to Toby when he talks.
That is fair. He's been dealing with me for years. It's only natural.
Elliot's trying to butter us up in the chat now. He's saying he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
Well, good man. You can give us a listen whilst he's like, I don't know, bench pressing Gracie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are wishing
Think about it, as
family
the
well.
years go on, though, it'll get harder and harder.
Thanks, Big Tasty. And look, Witten wants to know: do we have a YouTube channel?
Our sound taste. Loves you, bro.
Do we have a YouTube channel? That's a good question.
Do we?
Toby, you should have said that.
What?
Witten's just asked, do we have a YouTube channel? Which I think is something you should have spoken about.
You guys have me on
We
now.
do. We do. I'll link it in the chat for everyone.
Yeah.
What are you? While I'm doing this, what are you two? Talk?
Well, Bobby, it's up to you. Would you want to tell us about your holiday, or do you want me to do my point things? Just because I'm just aware that the last point, Ewan might not be able to be here for all of it.
I'll just save the holiday for the end. I think it's a bit dry.
Well, that's it. My question isn't exactly like a mad one.
I think it's pretty interesting.
Right. So the question is as follows: if someone is in a long-term relationship or married, do they have the right to ask their partner not to meet someone that makes them feel uncomfortable? What are your initial thoughts on that, Bob? Yeah.
So I think your partner does have the right to ask basically most things of you that are reasonable. So I think asking you not to meet someone that makes them feel uncomfortable is fine. I do think they should respect your decision. You should be able to trust your partner to know, you know.
Yeah, but then whose decision are you respecting? The person? Do you respect the person and go, oh, you don't feel comfortable, so I'm going to respect that and not go? Or is it respect for the other person to go, look, I'm not comfortable with it, so it'd be great if you didn't do it all the time, but I respect and trust you that you're going to go do that. Do you know what I mean? That's where
Yeah.
I sort of get a little bit, I'm there like, sort of depends on how it is. My personal thing is I think it really depends on how long that other person has been in that person's life. If you were with your partner and then you meet a friend that becomes a mutual friend of you both, and then they don't like that mutual friend anymore, you can then maybe take a step back. But if it's your like best friend from like school or work or like, do you know what I mean? It's different because, or it could be a family member. Like let's not beat around the bush. There are some people that will not go and meet their partner's family because they don't like them.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. I've always thought that is quite awkward when people fall out with family.
People go, it's me, or them, and then it's a bit of a tricky one. Like the way I see it, if I was in that situation, if I wasn't comfortable with somebody going, then I wouldn't. I would just tell them I'm uncomfortable with it, and that would just be it. It'd be their choice to go or not. And then if they went, I would know that they would probably take into consideration that I wasn't feeling that great about it. So, do you know what I mean? Maybe they'll like give me a text or a call that I wasn't expecting. Not me going, oh, go do this. It would be them going, oh, I know that he's feeling a bit uncomfortable about tonight. I'll give him a quick phone call, let him know I'm okay, blah, blah, blah. And then if I was the one going, and then if I was the other person, then I would, and my partner wasn't comfortable with it, I would still be like, look, you've got to trust me. I'm going to go. But if I was going to go for 8 hours, I'd maybe go for 4 hours, or like I would try and figure out what the problem was. Because when people go, oh, it's not you I don't trust, it's the other people. Like in my head, I'm like, that's a bit of bullshit. That's just your way of saying I think that they might be able to manipulate you or do this or do that. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So I think when people go, oh, it's not you I don't trust, it's the other people. It's like, well, yeah, like obviously everyone's worried about anyone they love or whatever being like sexually assaulted or anything. But if you trust them, you know that she's not going to cheat on you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Context is key in this situation, you know, like you said. Or like if it's like a long-term friend but they've like dated before and stuff, I could kind of see how people would get a bit, you know, funny about that as well.
Yeah. No, well, and if they've slept together as well, I think it's a big one as well. Because if they have slept together and they're friends now, even though that can work for a long period of time, there might come a point where somebody's like, look, I'm not that comfortable with it. But it depends. If it's just like a one night thing, a bit different. But if they were seeing them or like friends with benefits or something, like you're just going to be like, well, hang on, they get on, they're both attracted. Like it'll just always sort of play on your mind, sort of thing.
Yeah, and you don't really want it to play on your partner's mind. Yeah.
No, I agree. Because I can say, as much as it, it would be nice, like Toby said, if let's say your partner was out doing something uncomfortable, as nice as it would be to get like unexpected messages and reassurance from them, I know firsthand that if your girlfriend is going off and doing something that you're uncomfortable with, that literally plays on your mind for the whole night. Like you're not really able to shut it out. And I can find it quite triggering, to be honest.
No, I can see it. I can sort of see it from all things, but like I don't know. I think it's sort of it's like if you're staying over and you could go back to your partner's, like it's like a 20-minute walk or an Uber, yeah. Then I'll be like, well, just go back to your partner's. But if you're in like a different city or something, then it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, say if Ewan had a missus and he came up to see me in Cardiff, it would make sense for him to be like, well, look, I'm not coming home tonight. I'm going to stay out because obviously I'm not going to get a train back and stuff like that on the night.
Yeah.
But if we were to go out near where Ewan lived and where she lived, then it would be like, well, why wouldn't you go back? Like, you could chill with me till whatever time and then go back, because Yeah, that's sort of like the main thing. If like someone comes back, then usually the partner who was worried about them going out will actually quite like and respect the fact that they've come back.
What are your guys' limits, do you reckon? Like with your partners, like you, and if you don't mind sharing, you mentioned that it does stress you out a bit. What sort of was the scenario that you found
Personally,
stressful?
but for me, it's mainly just clubbing, and I don't know if that's just a me thing, but if you're in a relationship with a girl, because personally for me, if a girl says she loves clubbing all the time, that kind of puts me off just because it gives me too many anxieties. So like that's something for me that makes me a bit uncomfortable on the on the receiving half.
That's a sound view to have, because obviously like some people might be like, oh, I don't like somebody who always likes to stay in or something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that's bad or anything like that, you know.
But with clubbing specifically, let's be honest, we all understand how the game works. Like, even if you have a girlfriend, if she's gone out with her friends, she's going to get hit on at one point in the night or multiple points in the night because that's what everybody goes clubbing to do. And it just takes a bit of time and a bit of trust to realize that your girlfriend is actually sound enough to be like, sorry, I'm in a relationship, blah de blah.
Yeah, you kind of
Well, yeah,
need the trust though, to that you know that your girlfriend's going to do that. But
Yeah,
I know
there's a lot of trust.
See,
it is a lot of
I
trust.
almost like would like if I had someone, I would almost like putting them in a situation where I'm there like, no, like if you want to go with someone else, go with someone else. Like I've always said that to people, like I'm there like, if you want someone else, go with them. Like I won't fight for it. Like I'll just be there like because do you know what I mean? I'm there like that sound it sort of we was meant to be like, because if you actually liked me, because when you actually like someone, it doesn't matter even if someone's really really attractive. That it would just feel wrong to even go and talk to them or go do this or go do that. But
Yeah.
I do think as we're getting older, it is sort of like I feel like that's a worry of yours that will go down in time, because less and less. Like think how many girls our age go out clubbing.
Yeah, true.
Compared to when we were all 18 to 20. Now we're like 24, like, and then look at the people that go out. There's still people that will go out when they're like 30, 35, and that's fine. Like, they could be going out once a month or something like that. That's what.
I was just saying you.
I thought you said Toby. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just you were like people that would go out when they're 30, 35. Yeah, Toby.
I see. I don't think I'm going to be like that. Like, let's be honest. Obviously, I haven't had an ID to be able to go out a lot of the time because I fucking lose it all the time. But
No,
I don't go out. I
understand
don't go out nearly as much as I used to. Like when I was 18, I was in the pub all the time.
Well, you've
He
spoken
was.
about it before, and like not even like you said sometimes you just feel a bit older than some of the people, and I think by the time you definitely hit 30,
I don't go and talk to girls as much as I used to. I used to go up and talk to a girl, and like I'd be like, worst case scenario, she'd be there like, love, I'm like 27, like not a chance, and I'd be like 18-year-old me being there like, okay, just walk on. But that's okay. But going up to someone like I've got to speak to someone, they'll be like, oh, I'm 18 or 19. I'm like, oh my god, I'm there like I feel old now. Do you know what I mean? And so I try not like. That's why I don't really like. Don't really like going like prison or stuff like that. But saying that, the last time I did go out clubbing, I did say it was. I remember I walked out the club and I turned around to the people I was with, and I just went, I think that's the last time I'm gonna go clubbing, unless it's for like a stag do or like I'm in a foreign country or something. I was there like I'm sort of done with that, and I had a good night in there, and I was like I want to leave on a high, because for me it was every 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 was a good night.
It does get to that point.
Yeah, and the problem was though is I was there like, so it's 1 in 4 nights. Okay, I'll go out 4 nights a week then, and I know that one of them will be good. Not really taking into consideration that the other 3 probably won't be that good. One of them might be really bad.
That's like a gambler's fallacy. You double down on going on nights out. Fair enough.
It's what I did with like chatting to girls, like mate and freshers. Like I just was there like, you know what? I was like, I don't really know what to say. I was like, I'm just gonna go up and talk to anyone. And then I was just there like, yeah, and then yeah, not recommended.
Yeah.
I tried it, so you guys didn't have to.
I always found that when I went on more nights out, the quality of the night out took like such a dip. The best nights out are like the impromptu ones where someone's like, "Oh, we're going out. Do you want to come with us?" And you're just like, "Oh yeah, go on then." And it's like, unplanned.
Yeah, they can be good. The only problem with those is I always end up too hot or too cold because I have not dressed for the occasion.
That's a very Toby specific problem. It's because you have no fat on your bones.
I think so. Honestly, me and Goldie went to go out, and we went to leave, and you know what he's like with waiting for people. He hates it.
Yeah.
And like I changed my shirt like 4 times, and then I changed from my shorts to my trousers to my denim shorts, and then I went back to my original shorts that I started with. And he was like, "Why?" And I was just there like, "Yeah, I just needed to make sure." And then I was like, "Should I take a jump or should I not?" And like, it was one of the. I was sort of glad I didn't, but because it was still quite hot and humid.
Yeah, fair.
I was quite cold when we went out. When I went out in when we were up north, but I was right once I got drunk. But even then, I was still like shivering.
It was a bit chilly, wasn't it? Yeah, it is. It is tough to get it right, I think.
I don't know what. I think I'd rather be too cold than too hot, because when I'm too hot, yeah, when I'm too hot, I end up like sweating loads.
I find I always risk losing my
don't know.
coat. I always risk losing my coat. I've lost so many coats and jumpers on nights out. It's so annoying.
Oh,
How?
Just leaving them in places because I've taken them out with me and then gotten too hot, taken them off and put them on like a chair and just left them.
Have you still got my jumper?
I do, but it's in my parents' house.
That's something I do not like about nights out, is like when you're picking what to wear, especially when it comes to winter. You know you're going to be boiling when you're in there, but you're going to be freezing when you come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And you don't want to take a coat because then, like Bobby says, you're carrying it, you're putting it down, you're keeping an eye on it.
Bro, I'm telling you now, this is what you do, okay? You go, and if you're like, right, I'm going to be cold, okay? So you take the jumper, you're going to be cold, you put the jumper on, and then you go into the club, you put it in the cloakroom, and then on the way out, because you're boiling because you've been in the club all night, guaranteed if you're with a group of people, one of the girls would not have brought a jacket or a jumper, and you literally go, and if they're walking back with you, literally just be there like, "Oh, you want a jumper?" They get to have a jumper, and then it's sound. You're warm whilst you're walking down and waiting in line, and then you don't have to worry about whilst you're in the club, and then you basically got someone to carry it home for you.
You said that I won't be cold coming out of the club. That's what I was saying now.
I doubt you'll be cold coming out of a club. You've been dancing.
Oh, I've been cold coming out of clubs, mate. Anyway, I feel like we've gone a little bit off tangent from the original question.
We completely have. So what was your answer? So is it a yeah or no? Like,
I think it drastically depends on each individual situation, as a lot of these relationship
but
questions
if you had to pick yes or no, do they have the right?
I think. Well, you say here, so it's someone that you're in a long-term relationship or married to. Then I think they have the right.
They do have the right, yeah.
If you two are in a monogamous relationship, they should understand your needs as much as they understand, well, vice versa. And I think if someone's uncomfortable with it, they have every right to ask you not to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would agree, but obviously you're allowed to deny that request, just to throw that little bomb in there.
Oh, definitely, definitely. If you feel uncomfortable,
probably throw a spanner in the whole relationship.
If there was a girl to your guys' like girlfriend, say, that was like, "I'm gonna try and pull Toby tonight, and there's nothing you can do about it." Like, she reserves the right to be like, "Toby, don't go out with her and her friends."
Yeah,
Yeah,
as much as Toby would like to entertain it.
Toby would be like, "I want to see what she does. I want to see what she does.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, how is she gonna do it?"
I'll be there like, let's just see how this plays out. Yeah, no. So yeah, I guess we all sort of agree on that. But obviously, it is an interesting point, and obviously, as we said, you could probably give us a scenario where we would all change our answers.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's very situational.
Like, I'm not too worried about clubs because I know Becky in clubs.
Jacket?
Hmm?
What's a Gillet jacket at Witten?
Gilet. A gilet is just a jacket.
Witten is pretty
Yeah.
stylish on nights out. I've been on a couple with him. He's a very stylish man.
Gilet
we'll have-
jacket's a good shout, by the way. That is a good shout because they're quite thin, quite lightweight.
I just love it. I love a hoodie. Can't go wrong with a hoodie.
Yeah.
um,
Sleeveless.
Bob,
Yo,
let's hear about your adventures because I hear that you were basically competed in the fucking Olympics, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I also fought a shark and a squirrel.
And a squirrel.
No. So we're shifting gear here in the podcast a little bit. So I was on holiday last week. I went to Sardinia. It was very nice. It's in Italy technically, but it's an island next to Italy.
Oh,
Okay.
I love Italy. Italy is so beautiful.
The food is awesome. I was well impressed with the Italians eating 4-course meals. I think they're ahead of us in many ways in that respect. Food science. It was very nice. Like, why not eat 4 courses? You know.
What sort of things were on these courses then?
There's a lot of octopus, which I kind of have. I feel a bit bad eating octopus because they're very intelligent creatures. You know, they have big brains. Well, they have like decentralized brains, so they think in a very different way to us. But octopus,
I swear they have one brain for every tentacle.
Yeah, they
and
do.
They can all think separately or together, depending on what they want to do.
Yes.
So what happens if you cut one of the tentacles off? What happens to that brain that controls that tentacle?
It dies.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What, like the whole octopus dies?
No.
Just that one brain.
Yeah.
Oh, and how many brains can it live off?
Just one.
probably.
Yeah, the main one.
What? So you could kill 6 of the other brains, 7 of the other brains,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if
and
we
you
had
just
2
have
brains.
one thing and still be alive.
Starfish are insane. You know, you can cut the legs off of some species of starfish, and each leg grows into a new starfish that's a clone of the other one.
I have watched SpongeBob, bro.
When did
I
it?
know my shit.
Fair. Have you seen those SpongeBob rap diss tracks on TikTok? Have you seen those?
But if I'm bored at 3 a.m, I know exactly what.
I'll send you a link. I might try and play it on the podcast, maybe to see us off. But yeah, no. So I ate loads of octopus, lots of pizza. It was very nice. Plenty of fish. But Sardinia is actually, the traditional food is mostly rural food because they lived up in the mountains because they couldn't live near the coast in ancient times because of malaria. So that's So there's another little Sardinian factoid for you. And yeah, so what I got up to, I did sailing, sea kayaking, paddleboarding, open water swimming. I went for runs. It was a very active holiday. You can do these sort of holidays which have like timetables and you have to sign up for activities. I went cycling. It was good. It was really active.
You must be like you're like one of the only people that comes back from a holiday fitter than you.
Oh yeah,
you went.
Yeah. I did like core exercises, and I rarely do core exercises nowadays. But it was really tough as well because everyone there was so tough. There was a funny bit where on the second day we were sat by the pool, and I was like, you know, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to order a pina colada because I'm a Brit on holiday. I fancy a pina colada. You know what I mean? I'm going to go order a drink. And I queued, and I noticed that no one else was drinking, and I ended up coming back to Becky with a Fanta. And I was like, I queued up at the bar, and no one was ordering any alcoholic drinks at all.
So you peer pressured. You technically unpeer pressured yourself.
Yeah, I was peer pressured by everyone else there, and everyone was like, they were all quite posh, like, you know, they all like did loads of sailing.
You know that if I was there, I would have got a pint of it.
Oh yeah. Well, it was an all-inclusive, but the drinks weren't included, so they were quite expensive. Actually,
I'd be there like, well, that's not really all-inclusive then, is it?
But you bought the ticket. You can't say I was tricked.
I'll be like, I'm dyslexic, bro.
But it was
I'll be
really
like,
fun.
allow it.
Allow it. The
What did you
Italians.
say was the name of the organization again? Because I hadn't heard of it before.
The holiday company are called Nielsen. We did go on a Jet2 plane.
Nielsen.
Jack's
You
in the
went
chat.
on a jet.
No, Jet2 Holiday. the
Yeah.
company.
I was like, oh, why did you not start off with, I went on a fucking jet?
I feel like aren't all planes jets? You're thinking of a
Pretty much.
fighter jet, Toby.
Yeah, but but if I said, oh, if I was a millionaire and I said I brought a jet,
That's a
we're all
private
thinking of
jet.
the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Witten, what are you saying? Are you agreeing with me?
Witten is. He said he
Toby is that English guy.
called it. He called me getting peer pressured a skill issue. Shout out Jack in the chat. What a loser.
Yes, Jack. Love that from you.
Oh,
Did you breaking news, football knowledge, did you hear that Man City have pulled out from the race? So hopefully Arsenal will be getting race baby.
nice. That's our football
Yeah.
news. Thanks, Jeff.
Back to you in the studio.
Was that a goal? I don't know.
That goal.
But that
Oh,
it does
that's-
sound really
That's
good, that
Chris
holiday.
Kamara, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris
Well, I
Kamara.
think we should actually we should leave that for a pod one day and see if we can watch that. I don't know if we'll get copyright banned or something, but we'll sort it.
Oh fuck it. We'll do it on an off week. We'll do it on our off week. We can
Yeah. I can say it's already on YouTube, so it
yeah.
shouldn't be an issue.
It's transformative.
We'll tag him. It'll be fun.
Yeah. We'll
So-
shout him out.
So with this holiday, so you planned it through the company. Did you is it kind of like they give you loads of activities and you had to pre-select what you wanted to do, or
Yeah. So on the coach from the airport, when you're going to an all-inclusive, they gave
Yeah.
us like a planner, and then in that
Okay.
evening, the first night there, we had to go and like sign up to stuff. But me and Becky didn't. Becky's dad did, but because I was with Becky's parents, they're the ones that
So he
bankrolled
just
it.
sign you all up then, or?
No, he just signed himself up. So he was doing stuff, and me and Becky had to try and sign up for stuff afterwards. But it was
I like
good.
that, though.
It was,
What was your favorite activity?
I liked probably. I enjoyed the runs. The runs were fun, social runs, and I also enjoyed the swimming and paddleboarding.
Paddleboarding sounds fun, to be fair.
It is.
Yeah.
I fell in so many times though because I thought Becky was holding a paddle the wrong way round at one point, so I looked at her and we were on the sea and a wave like smashed into me and knocked me flying off the board. It was good.
Trying to blame Becky. What's all that about, Bob?
It was quite funny.
You're just there like, well, it was my fault, but obviously I was looking at Becky to see if it was her fault.
Yeah, why was she possibly holding the paddle upside down? I don't know, but it was good. Sailing is stressful. I'm saying it now, guys.
Oh, I bet.
Do you stand on it?
No. But you're sitting and you've got to like shift sides every time you turn in or out of the wind, basically, because the boat will flip
Yeah.
otherwise. So we did a training course on the Thursday for it, and they did a capsize with us. So they flipped the boat, and it was a big boat with like 4 of us in it, like a proper sailing boat with like a mast and stuff, and sails, and it flipped, and then we had to get back in the boat, but we were out in the water. We literally did like a 2-minute practice of something called attack, which is where you turn. It's complicated, but it's basically turning direction in the boat.
I thought you were about to say that's where you just turn and attack.
No. But our instructor in our boat, the other boat didn't have an instructor in it, and their like sail fell apart. So we had to like sail up to them. I felt like a pirate. We were like sailing up to them, and she jumped into their boat to try and help them. But then that left me, Becky, and this one guy who also had no experience to sail the boat back into shore, and it was quite stressful.
Oh.
It was-
You did it. You got it back in.
Yeah. So we were being directed by a guy in a speedboat.
Fucking
Oh.
hell.
Is this all at like one huge resort, or
It was
is
a
kind of
small
scattered
resort
over?
on like a big beach.
Okay.
The rooms were bungalows as well, which is pretty badass. Like they were like 2 or 3 room bungalows that had like a normal
Yeah.
hotel room in it, but it was
Were
very
the,
little.
Ah.
were the mattresses thick or really thin? So I
Thick.
feel like there wouldn't be an in between.
Yeah, no, they were really nice. They were good mattresses. It was very hot. The weather was awesome. I'm quite
I
tanned.
was gonna say, Bobby said it was for posh people, so you know they were well looked after.
Yeah, it was pretty posh. There were a couple of I can't remember what Becky's parents called them, but they, you know, when like it's like a fat middle-aged guy and he has like
Yeah.
a supermodel wife / girlfriend that's with him.
The word you're looking for is legend.
Yeah.
Aspiring Toby.
My man completed the game. He's just doing little side quests now.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what you call the guy, but you call the woman a trophy wife.
Yeah.
No, she's won as well. She's fucking sorted for life.
Yeah,
So
that's all she
everyone-
cares about. That's why they're called trophy wives.
No,
'Cause
but I
they-
don't think that
They
is-
want the trophy,
No, but like think about
and they
Modern
are the
Fam-
trophy.
Think about Modern Family, bro. People would say Gloria's a trophy wife. You actually watch
Oh.
it, and then you're there like, nah,
Oh, you're on about a TV show now.
nah. I'm just referencing it back.
Yeah, you can't reference a made-up show.
It's not a made-up show. It's a real show. You numpty.
The storylines are made up though.
Well, yeah, obviously, 'cause it's a TV show.
If it was in real life, I would call Gloria a trophy wife. Yes, definitely.
No, but not if you actually saw how she was, because she genuinely does love Jay.
Yeah, not after, but it's just all about first assumptions, isn't it?
No, it's not.
I'm sure
That's
this
what I'm saying
lady,
when I say trophy wife.
the lady I'm thinking of, I'm sure she loved the guy. But yeah, she's living the life. He's living the life. Flight was only 2.5 hours, which is pretty good, I feel, for Italy.
Yeah, I think yeah, it was about the same. Is it north, south? Is it?
It's
I
sort of
imagine south.
it's sort of in line with Rome. If you imagine, like, go straight across the sort of Mediterranean
Yeah.
towards Spain, and it's there.
Okay.
But it's quite a big island. It was really cool. I got bitten by bugs loads.
First
And
time
What,
to
that?
Italy.
oh yeah, it was my first time in Italy. Yeah. Arrivederci.
Ciao,
Grazie.
bella.
Buongiorno. I was so bad with the tiramisu was really good as well.
Oh, mate, I think tiramisu is well overrated.
I knew you were going to say something like that. Let's kick him off the pod.
I don't think I've ever had tiramisu.
What?
Yeah.
You've never had tiramisu. Damn it, Ewan. Get back to Italy.
I know. And the ice cream flavors they have, and they have this kind of cheesy bread, all infused. Oh,
It was the
actually do wanna
food.
go back to Italy.
No, I not saying any names.
Right.
Don't say the name if you know who it is. But I knew somebody once that when I met them, we started talking about food, right? I started talking about like my favorite foods and stuff, and I said something about like curries or like curries or Chinese or something, right? And I think I mentioned curries before, and then she was like, "Oh no, not really that." And I was like, "Oh, do you not like any sort of Indian food?" And she was like, "No, not really." I was like, oh, "Okay." And I was like, "What about like Chinese thing?" And anyways, I was there like, "What? So have you tried this?" It turned out that she had never had rice.
Rice.
Never had rice.
She'd never had rice.
That's wild. I get like maybe never having an Indian. My nan had never had an Indian before.
It's because the people they live with are very fussy eaters as well. That they basically sort of drilled it into them. But like I just find it's crazy because like I would have thought if you said name 5 things that pretty much everyone's had, I would say like milk, pasta, sugar, rice,
Chicken,
chicken, well,
Bread.
I don't know. Yeah,
potato.
yeah, potato.
Cheese.
And correct. But Ewan get 10 points. I nearly gave Bob.
Fuck's sake. Well,
That is crazy though. Never having rice.
I know. Honestly, it blew my mind. Like I sort of laughed at first, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, what have you been doing?"
does that mean that she's never had a Chinese either?
Yeah, mate,
Must
like
have.
literally nothing. Like I was like, what have you like had? Like it was like roast dinners, like pizzas and stuff like. But it's just, but everyone has like different thing. I'm sure people would look at the stuff that, because I sort of go through about a month or two of like rinsing a certain type of food. Like at the moment, it's cheesy mashed potato, and then I have like these chicken popcorn things from Lidl, and then like tin of baked beans.
I never would have guessed that you eat cheesy mashed potato.
Mate,
Every
I love
day.
cheese and mashed potato.
Mashed
Beautiful.
potato is banging.
How did you
But I'm the
mash?
same as Toby. Like I rotate my meals like every month or two. You know,
Fair.
swap it around.
Guys, I've actually just come up with a really good thing that we should do.
Careful.
The first pod that we have with, maybe not our first one, our second pod that we have with our mics, yeah?
Yep.
We do a man v food challenge, but a game of bros v food. And we all go get like the same food and we have to like do a challenge like together.
That's sick.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
like that.
idea. Get
And
that on
spe-
the Google Doc.
What we could do is we could try and get we'll have like a spending limit, right? And then we'll try and get everyone to sort of write what they want us to eat, and then between us three, we'll sort of delegate who has what and who can eat what.
Yeah. We could see how many peanuts I could eat before I die.
I'm up for that.
Are you allergic to
Yeah.
peanuts?
most of the nut family.
Oh, fair.
The whole family don't like me, mate.
Oh my goodness. Maybe not do that one.
Well, guys, if we hit 200 followers in the next 5 days, I'll eat a peanut.
Yeah, and allow us to film the result.
Oh yeah, it'll all be live
This is
streamed.
when like you just become famous for that guy that got the viewers and then died.
Yeah,
But to be fair, bro, you'd really help our pod, because think about the next pod that me and Bobby would do, talking about it. You know, we'd like, oh, we regret our decisions.
No, I wouldn't die.
Oh, what?
I
Wait,
mean,
what's
I
going on?
could if I didn't go to hospital, but I would eat it and then go to hospital.
you and they're like, oh, he's there like, I'm all right, I'm all right, and I've got like a metal pole, and I'm like, nah, mate, I'm just gonna have to put you out of your misery
For the pod, for the
You want that
content.
extra percentage
I'm not-
of the
I know
pod.
anyone who died of a peanut allergy.
No,
Oh.
we'd definitely be on the news. Like the news love that sort of thing, don't they? Any sort of like TikTok trend or anything they pick up on, and
mean,
they'll
you
be
know-
like, "Children are
you know what?
dying."
They'd probably end up asking like Kit Harington about it, because he's coming back as Jon Snow, isn't he? So they'll probably be there like, what do you think about the Game of Bros? And then he'll be there like, I don't know, I was exiled.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also Ewan has sort of dark hair. They might mistake Ewan for Kit Harington. Who knows?
I take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. Wait, I need to Google something. I had a woman tell me earlier I look like an actor called Ralph Little.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, actually, I don't know. You guys might have to look at that yourself.
I'm getting it
Tell me
up now. I think I know who it is.
Well,
That's
you're gonna have to show it to the pod.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Okay. Oh no, what have I just done?
If I have a beard, I could definitely see
For
that.
for anyone who hasn't seen Ewan in person, he's the one in the white shirt. Spitting image of him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My paint skills no bounds. They are elite. I can't wait to do for the if we get 50 followers, we have to come up with some emojis for no, sorry, they're not called emojis, they're called emotes.
Yeah, for the people to have in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely agree.
I feel like after we go offline, you guys can quickly explain that to me. But yes, I agree.
Well, we
Yeah,
can do
good
like
thought.
pictures. Ewan will probably be better at it than me. My ones for my stream are animals that have weapons.
Pics.
What did you say?
Pics?
No.
Oh.
Hang on. I'm trying to add another display capture. So
Is
that
where you're
there we go.
able to
The
see what you're
podcast,
looking at?
Ralph Little, I know he said Kit Harington, has appeared on the podcast, I think.
I could. I can see it.
Yeah, I can
He
see
looks
it.
more sideways than you do, though.
What does that
He looks
mean?
more
Definitely does
what?
look more sideways than you usually do.
This could
What
kind
do
of
you,
be.
what do you mean by that? Looks more sideways.
Look at all the photos, bro.
He's
Look to the side.
he's in pretty good shape, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I could see this could be you when you're like 50, Ewan.
Ah, the scary thing is, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, 5'6". Yeah, no, that actually makes sense.
It's
Well,
actually 5'6.5", just to clarify.
we are hobbits. We are all hobbits on this podcast. We're tiny.
Was he in American Pie?
I don't know
Was
what
that
films
one?
he's in.
Bob, go down to
No.
the one with him, the blonde girl. Was that from American Pie? It was
Bottom
on the
left,
left.
bottom left. No, that's go up. You've gone past it.
Oh no,
Up
this
on
one.
the left. Up on the
Oh,
left.
this one.
Nah, up.
Oh, this
Up.
one.
No.
There it is.
The big
Yeah.
issue.
Oh no, not
No,
that
that's-
one. No, the
that-
one who's in the red shirt. Yeah. Oh
That-
no,
that
I
woman-
thought that was. That does look.
She kind of
like
looks like the woman.
That woman,
Yeah.
I've forgotten what she's in, but she's a famous actress.
He's in Nativity 3.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen
That
Nativity.
like Christmas movie about the songs and stuff.
About the school play.
Yeah.
No, honestly, it's one of the only Christmas films that I just never really got like into. You know.
I like it. I've only ever seen the first one, but I liked it.
He's been in Doctor
You
Who.
kind of liked it that much.
Inside
You
Number
watched the
9.
next two.
That's one of my favourite shows.
Oh,
What episode was he in?
hang on, I'll get it up. Oh, it won't say, will it? It will say on his page, not that page.
No, it says it. Oh,
Oh, does it say it in?
no, you might have to click the info eye. The
Yeah,
info
that's what I was thinking. I clicked the actual thing. Oh no, that's just trying to advertise it to me.
Right, wait. Season 1.
He's
no,
Phil.
C1, Phil.
Yeah, his credit is Phil.
Okay.
See, it sounds like a extra or background character. He doesn't have a full
Yeah.
name.
I
Drunk
get that
history.
a lot though. I have a lot of people tell me I look like different actors.
Where have they seen him from? 2 pints of
Oh,
lager and a packet of
Oh,
crisps.
that's what the woman said. Yeah, she
Maybe-
said she saw him in that.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
you're actually secretly famous and you just like, I don't know,
Maybe.
have Alzheimer's and you just forget.
Forget what?
Exactly.
No, because I've been told. You know the guy that plays Merlin? I
Oh,
got
yeah.
told I look like him.
Yes, you do look. No, I tell you who also is the one from Sex Ed, Oto.
Otis.
Otis. You do look a little bit like Otis. I reckon you look a little bit like all these people combined. Otis,
Yeah,
this
that's what
guy,
I'm saying.
this guy. If you combine them all, you'd end up with Ewan. Maybe we
Another
need.
one. I think the best one, to be honest, is the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory kid.
Is that the
You know-
Johnny Depp one?
Yeah.
I've got a bet. The one that I most look alike is after you do that, it's Marco Royce. That's what I used to. That was the one that I sort of thought.
See, me 10 years ago, I looked like that kid.
Toby looked like this. Weirdly, it was a strange time for Toby.
What? I didn't even remember that time.
Yeah, look at
And I
him.
was- I was actually Kit in a rave with his special goggles on.
Bless him.
Type in Marco Royce.
Is it like funky name Marco?
Just write MARCO
Oh, yeah.
and REUS.
Yeah, I can
And
see
it'll-
this
it'll
looking
come up.
like you. That looks a bit like you, definitely.
Yeah, that's Toby.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
It
Bobby
isn't-
could be Will from The Inbetweeners.
Oh
Yeah.
God, damn it! I knew that was coming. People at
Just
school
without the
used to call me Will.
glasses.
But
I'll
Bobby
take
actually
it.
Bobby needs glasses. He just doesn't wear them because he doesn't like to get bullied.
I actually am blind. I just I'm beyond needing glasses. I'm just guessing at all this.
I can't
Exactly.
believe. Oh, Bob, you did sort of tease us a little bit about this squirrel, and then you didn't really finish it.
All right, so a squirrel beat me in a fight. It knocked me out second round.
Mate, I tell you what, a squirrel attacking you would actually be kind of scary.
Yeah, they're very fast and
Yeah.
they're dynamic. They jump
They'd,
around.
they'd be able to rip your eye out, I reckon, if you wasn't careful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're pretty vicious things. and a shark as well, which I also lost.
Oh, I heard a fact the other day on TikTok, and I don't know if it's true.
Don't trust TikTok facts.
I don't think it's true. It was something like we've only discovered like 2% of the ocean, and I was like, how? Why is that? And then
It's about 20%, I think.
I think it was in like 1960 or 1940. I think it was like 1960 something. Right? Don't quote me on the actual date, but NASA stopped exploring the ocean and then started going up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why they stopped exploring the ocean? Well, do you reckon it's because they were like, oh, it's going to be all the same? But then if we've only discovered like 1 or 2% of it, then how the hell can we know? Do you know what I mean? We only discovered like 2% of the land, and we were in Australia. We'd be like, oh, it's all like this. But then you could go to like the North Pole or Antarctica or something.
The thing is, they are different. They are different places.
Oh, yeah,
no. So what it is that one, the ocean is hard to see. You need so light only penetrates like so many meters. I think it's like 20 or 50 meters, and most of the ocean is way deeper than that. Whereas space, you can just get like good telescopes and look wherever you want to look. You know.
Yeah,
going back to the 60s.
Easier, but you would think that there's some sort of stuff. I don't know. The sea is sort of very. You realize how like unpowerful you are when you're like in the sea. I reckon it's just because all the thing with that submarine that had loads of things been going on. And then did you hear about the boat that had all the
migrants?
Yeah. And I think didn't they like? I don't think there was like any survivors or something. They had
like 700 died.
Yeah, and like I literally heard about that like the other day, and I hadn't seen it anywhere. And then obviously, the submarine thing with the 5 people is everywhere now. Obviously, I understand that like why the submarine one was sort of very public, but I don't know. It seems weird to not report on both equally.
Well, so I'll say this very, very quickly, and then I have to go. To answer your question about 1960, it's because of the Cold War, and there was a race to the moon. That's why NASA suddenly switched to space travel, because the American government funded them, because the American government wanted to beat Russia to the moon.
And make missiles.
Yeah, and then in regards to this submarine, not many people know this, but JP Morgan, who's one of the biggest banks in the world, actually deleted over 40 million files in the past week to cover their ass, pretty much.
Yeah, I heard about that.
This is the media covering it up. They're using the submarine to cover it up. They did the same with Epstein. There was a terrible accident that happened when Epstein, something happened with him, and they put that on the news rather than putting Epstein on the news, because they don't want you to really know what's going on.
Yeah, well, exactly. They know you know when there's like going to be a date that they have to get certain information out, that something big will happen, so people won't be like, oh, it's the 17th, we should find out this today, because they sort of get distracted by the other things. But yeah, literally. No, I just sort of but RIP to all of them.
Yeah, everyone that dies.
Yeah, I shared that on Instagram the day it happened, because it was around about the same day as the sub went missing, and well, yeah, Witten is perfectly correct.
Oh my goodness!
We can go way too deep into 9/11. I said it's an inside job, but
I forgot we're a truther podcast.
We'll leave that for another day, because I feel like that could be a good 2 hour.
But yeah, like you say, it's just not ethically correct. Like, we shouldn't value the life of 5 people more than we value the life of 700.
But they're billionaires, and the issue is as well.
And they're probably white, which makes a difference.
A couple of them were from Gulf countries, but they are white. I get what you mean. But the issue is as well is that there was a chance that they were alive, and the media loves that sort of thing. Like, I remember I was going to react to a TikTok where they was filming the TV and they had a graphic on the news of like the timer counting down to when they run out of oxygen. In like the 20.
That's immoral.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and what I think, like, I'm not going to be funny. As soon as I knew it was missing, I had no thought in my head that it was going to come back up, because literally they sort of said from day one, they were like, so yeah, we gotta go find it. And then they were like, so what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get it up? And they were a bit like, we're not entirely sure how we're gonna get it up yet. And it's
Yeah, all the
like,
experts had no idea how they'd do it. They were like, they're dead. Even if we find them, they're dead. We can't get to them
and
in time.
I think that would have been sort of worse, seeing the rescue and then but anyways, we'll wrap up on that note.
Yeah, we'll wrap up. Thank you very much for listening, everyone. I'm trying to turn off the.
Thank you, viewers, and if you haven't already, please do click subscribe. That would be a massive help to us for reaching our goal of 50. And Sam boys, I think we've put the world to rights.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do you boys want to? Yeah. Do you boys want to stay on for like a minute after?
Yeah.
I literally have to run off, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Thanks for watching, guys.